Moonage Daydream is a movie that I was very excited about because, well, I have a very big fan relationship with David Bowie. I'm a huge fan of his music. I love him in movies like Labyrinth and stuff. So I've been a fan of him ever since I first actually saw Labyrinth and listened to a lot of his music. I find the guy a genius. And so I want to check this movie out. I was hearing incredible things. Sadly, this film was not playing in IMAX screens near me. And I say sadly because when I went to go watch it, I was like, okay, so this movie is like a documentary. I don't know why I would need to see that in IMAX, right? Sit down, and the concert footage in this movie is phenomenal and beautiful and incredibly well put together. Then you see, um, then you see like a lot of the no, sorry, my doggy here. Hi, can you stop biting stuff? Thank you. No puppy. But it was beautiful, and then you see a lot of the trippy visuals, which really help with the title of this movie. So this movie is Moonage Daydream, or the title of this documentary, and obviously that's a David Bowie song, uh, but it's a daydream. This movie tries to make you feel like a daydream, like you're out of it, and they have all these trippy psychedelic visuals, weird visuals, visuals that represent things that David Bowie was actually influenced by in real life. And then they go through interviews of David Bowie explaining the kind of person he is, what he is, the idea of what he is. And it's a really well told documentary because it doesn't really feel like you're watching a documentary about like a normal musician. It feels like you're watching not just a daydream, but you're really learning about like a legend, a myth, like almost like a godlike figure, except it's just David Bowie, which some might argue he is in some instances. But this is a really well told, communicated documentary, and it almost felt like the guy who made this documentary was really upset that David Bowie died, and he decided to make this movie as a tribute to the life and legacy of Bowie, because there are almost quotes ripped at the end of this movie that feel representative of the fact that David Bowie's no longer with us. Quotes about him loving life and how we all should love life, and these interesting ideas about spirituality and all these different things. And so that's really awesome, and I really appreciated this film for that, because it did kind of like someone who has been upset about that since 2016. Uh, Adding that level of closure and like just being able to close the book on his life and legacy was just really nice as someone who's been a fan of him for so long. And this was a beautiful documentary, and anybody who's a fan of just music documentaries or musicians at all or David Bowie has to go watch this thing. This is freaking amazing. It's one of the best documentaries I've seen in years. um, just awesome.